purpose of this video is to explain to you the proper assembly and disassembly of the Moyno pump L8 drive. The following tools will be needed to disassemble and assemble the pump. First, you will need a 9/16 Allen wrench on a 1/2-inch drive socket or equivalent. You'll need a large pipe wrench. You'll need a 3/8 drive ratchet with a 3/4-inch drive socket, a leverage pipe for the pipe wrench, and a crow's foot bar for aligning the drive pin, which will be shown later. The first step in removing the stator and the rotor from the housing is to remove this set plug for the drive pin. Screw the hold down plug out. Go to the other side. Remove this plug. With your alignment tool, remove the pin, lightly tap on it. This is the drive pin for the connecting rod. Next step will be to remove these cap screws with your 3/8 drive, 3/4-inch socket. Remove the cap screws and the cap. I would suggest that you put a mark either on this side of the cap or this side of the cap to ensure that this cap is put in place in the same position as you removed it. The next step would be to remove the stator and the rotor as one piece from the actual housing. In order to do that, you will need a large pipe wrench. Once you have secured your pipe wrench tightly to the stator, it is most likely that you're going to need a leverage bar pipe to go over your pipe wrench in order to unscrew the stator and the rotor from the housing. As I explained to you earlier, once you put your pipe wrench in place, use your leverage pipe on the pipe wrench to remove the stator and rotor from the housing. This at times can be very tight in the beginning, but naturally, because it's a pipe thread, will loosen up quickly. So once you get it broke loose, as you will see, it will turn quite easily. As you can see, I'm now removing it from the housing. It's beginning to turn easily. Once you have reached this point, you're going to need a helper to slide the stator and rotor out of the housing assembly to naturally set it on the ground. Okay, we're now prepared to remove the stator and the rotor from the housing assembly. I've got my friend here, Rick. He's going to help me remove it. We're going to set it out on the floor, and I'm going to show you the seal on the end of the connecting rod that should be on the end of the rod when you remove the assembly. This connecting rod washer is very important in order to seal the water from getting into the main shaft cavity. If that washer is defective or is not in place when you reassemble it, you will cause corrosion in this end and on this pin, which means you most likely won't get this pin out over time, and you'll have water seepage around this collar and out these plugs.